Have you ever wondered what truly makes a story stick in your head? Is it the twisty, turny, timey-wimey plot? The vivid descriptions of familiar or fantastic places? The dialogue that sparks like fireworks? While all these elements are important, there's one character that stands at the very heart of story: the protagonist. And in the vast world of literature, protagonists are the centres of story. They invite us to step into their shoes as they embark on amazing journeys. They are the heroes, the anti-heroes, and sometimes they completely defy conventions. Hello, I'm Stuart Wakefield, an author accelerator, certified book coach and writer. With 26 years in theatre, broadcast media and coaching under my belt, I know what makes stories work, and I love to share that with other writers because the world of storytelling, it's like the ocean. It's deep, it's mysterious, and it's a little bit scary to those who don't know how to navigate it. And with so much left to luck and timing, it's my mission to give great books the best chance of getting into readers' hands. In each episode, I'll share tips and plans of action that will help you write, edit, and publish your book. And if you're new to writing or consciously working to improve your craft, then this is the podcast for you. As writers, it's a given that we need to understand the pivotal role of protagonists as we shape our stories, because it's through them that we explore themes, emotions, and the intricacies of the human experience. But what happens if we break the mould and challenge the familiar archetypes and venture into uncharted territory? Protagonists are more than just characters. It's through them that readers experience a story. They draw forth our empathy and gain our admiration, or even, sometimes, frustration. They might be adventurers, quiet observers, or complex anti-heroes, but protagonists, they are the linchpin of literature. But not every protagonist needs to fit neatly into boxes of heroism or villainy, bravery or cowardice. Some defy stereotypes. They add depth, freshness, and surprise to the narrative. These are the unconventional protagonists, the unexpected characters that breathe new life into our stories. While conventional protagonists have their place and importance, they sometimes reinforce stereotypes, meaning their stories seem familiar, too familiar. So, why break the mould? Unconventional protagonists, they hold a mirror to our preconceived notions, and they resonate with readers because they reflect the complexities of real life. These characters can shatter stereotypes and inspire empathy. They can show us that heroism isn't limited to physical strength, that imperfection is beautiful, and that courage can emerge from vulnerability. In a world that still boxes us all into categories, unconventional protagonists remind us that people are multifaceted. The magic of unconventional protagonists lies in their ability to evoke genuine emotions and foster connections with readers, and that's the key to any protagonist. When we encounter characters who don't fit the conventional hero's mould, we see aspects of ourselves, and it's this relatability that deepens our engagement with the story, inviting us to invest emotionally. We may find our own perspectives challenged and expanded, our assumptions questioned, embrace diversity, and appreciate the richness of the human experience. They remind us that anyone can break free from stereotypes and be a protagonist in their own story. Imagine for a moment a protagonist who doesn't possess heroic bravery. Instead, they're plagued by self-doubt, anxiety, or they're grappling with their own fears. These unconventional traits don't diminish their heroic qualities, but rather humanize them. Unconventional traits can also mean unconventional strengths. Perhaps your protagonist has a peculiar talent, like deciphering ancient runes, or an encyclopedic knowledge of, drain covers. These traits can take the story in unexpected directions, adding to the character's depth and authenticity. So let's think about some examples of well-known unconventional protagonists. We've got Arthur Dent from Douglas Adams's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He's not a fearless space explorer, he's ordinary and somewhat befuddled, and his ordinariness, complete with a passion for dressing gowns, adds a delightful twist to a sci-fi hero. We navigate the absurdity of the cosmos through Arthur's eyes, and his relatability draws us deeper into the story. And then there's Sherlock Holmes, who, despite his remarkable deductive skills, is socially aloof and eccentric. His unconventional traits, like his obsession with violin playing and odd experiments, make him memorable and add to his enigmatic allure. These examples of redefined heroes invite readers to connect with characters on a human level, showing them that vulnerability can coexist with courage and that eccentricity can coexist with genius. Mark Haddon's Christopher Boone from The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime is an unconventional protagonist due to his neurodivergence. His unique traits, his passion for maths, and his aversion to physical contact are presented with authenticity. Readers can see the world through his eyes and foster a deep connection with his character. The key to crafting these characters is to delve into their psychology, understand their motivations, fears, and desires, asking yourself how these unconventional traits stem from their background or experiences. When traits are rooted in a character's authenticity, they become a really powerful tool for storytelling. A protagonist's profession and background can offer a unique lens through which readers experience their narratives. In my novel, Behind the Seams, I threw Kit, a Savile Row tailor, into a fashion design reality TV show, think Project Runway or Next in Fashion. And his unconventional approach to making clothes, he preferred hand stitching to using a sewing machine, it challenged those around him, and I've lost count of the people who rediscovered the joy of hand sewing because they fell in love with him, which is just as well, because Behind the Seams is a romance. So what about a locksmith who specialises in antique locks, or an urban historian who used to be a graffiti artist? I actually met one of those urban historians on a hop-on, hop-off tour of New York, and he was fascinating. So unconventional professions can help you explore lesser-known subcultures, trades and passions, and readers love reading about other people's jobs. I have no idea why, but they do. That locksmith might uncover a hidden secret in a lock they pick, and that graffiti artist might be able to communicate in a visual language that's indecipherable to most. An unconventional profession can enable you, the writer, to explore themes of identity, the clash between tradition and modernity, or the pursuit of passion over convention. That locksmith story, privacy and security. That graffiti artist, power of art as a means of protest. In historical fiction, a Renaissance painter might buck tradition to create groundbreaking art, or a young Chinese woman might defy gender norms to become a fearsome warrior. Hello, Mulan. These characters challenge the constraints of their eras, and they breathe life into historical settings. And then there's that spacefaring botanist dude in The Martian who relied on his skills to survive on Mars by chowing down on potatoes he grew. Potatoes, people. Potatoes on Mars. Unique professions and backgrounds, they sometimes serve as mirrors to our own aspirations. I don't particularly want to grow potatoes on Mars, but there's passion and desire, and those encourage us to question the norm and chart our own paths. So let's talk about the power and significance of diversity. In storytelling, diversity isn't just a buzzword, it's a tool, and we can use that tool to challenge stereotypes. We can use it to enrich the variety of characters we encounter, because unconventional protagonists, they embrace diversity. They embrace it in all its forms, whether it's cultural background, sexuality, race, or something else. Human experience is a vibrant spectrum, and it reflects the world we live in, where individuals come from diverse backgrounds, they possess unique identities, and they're navigating their own lives. So, writing about protagonists from different walks of life fosters inclusivity and broadens representation. By their very existence, diverse protagonists shatter stereotypes, they defy preconceived notions, and they challenge beliefs about what a protagonist should be. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus Finch's unwavering commitment to justice and equality in the racially charged American South challenged the stereotypes of the time, and it continues to inspire readers today. Characters with disabilities, like Oggy Pullman in Wonder, have broken stereotypes, offering, in Augie's case, a poignant portrayal of a young boy with craniofacial differences. Diversity doesn't just tick a box, it gives readers insights into different worlds and the perspectives within them. In Amy Tan's The Joy Luck Club, light is shed on the lives of Chinese American women and their complex relationships, and it explores themes of identity and cultural heritage. Alice Walker's The Color Purple, that introduces us to African American Celie, who navigates issues of race, gender, and sexuality in the American South, and her story serves as an insight into the broader struggles faced by marginalized communities. As a writer myself, I think we actually have a responsibility to create diverse protagonists, and embracing diversity doesn't just mean tokenism, it means crafting authentic characters who reflect the richness of human existence. It needs research, it needs empathy, it needs respect and accuracy. So consider how background, identity, or culture can influence a character's worldview, motivations, and conflicts. If you need to, invite sensitivity readers from the communities you're representing to provide feedback and ensure authenticity. I actually did this once for a writer and it helped her immensely. In doing so, you can contribute to a more inclusive storytelling landscape. Diversity shouldn't be an afterthought, it should be an essential ingredient that adds nuance, authenticity, and depth. Creating unconventional protagonists opens doors to limitless possibilities, but it does require careful consideration, attention to detail, and a commitment to really crafting characters that are unconventional and still deeply engaging. Here are 10 practical tips. Number 1. Start with depth and complexity. Like all well-rounded characters, unconventional protagonists should possess depth and complexity. So dive into their backgrounds, motivations, fears, and desires. Consider their past experiences and their influence on your character's actions, because the more you understand them, the better you can portray them. Number 2, explore those unconventional traits. Think beyond the ordinary. For example, your protagonist might be a thrill-seeking filing clerk who moonlights as a rock climber, or an introverted accountant with a fascination for extreme ironing. And actually, yes, extreme ironing is a thing because I googled weird habits. Unconventional traits can range from quirks and habits just as much as it can from an unconventional professional background. Number 3, balance unconventional with relatable. So while your character might be unconventional, you have to strike a balance so that readers can still relate to them. You want to enhance the character's authenticity rather than alienate readers. So consider how they might resonate with the universal human experiences or emotions in the context of your story. Number 4, showcase vulnerability. Vulnerability has always been a powerful tool for character development, and unconventional protagonists can have vulnerabilities that make them relatable and endearing. Whether it's a fear, an insecurity, or a past failure, vulnerability humanizes characters and it allows readers to connect with them on a much deeper level. Number 5, plot and motivation alignment. As with all characters, your protagonist traits still have to align with the plot and their motivations. They should influence the narrative, drive the story in unexpected directions, or present unique challenges. A protagonist with a passion for vintage ironing boards might discover a hidden time travel device in a thrift shop, sparking quite the adventure in laundry. Number 6, seek feedback and research. don't hesitate to seek feedback from beta readers, writing groups, or sensitivity readers, especially when portraying traits tied to specific cultures, identities, or experiences. Research is essential to ensure authenticity and, above all, avoid perpetuating stereotypes. All characters should evolve and grow throughout the narrative, so don't forget that unconventional protagonists have to undergo transformational arcs too, and ones that challenge their traits or lead to self-discovery. These arcs add depth and resonance to the story. Number 8. Subvert expectations. Subvert a reader's expectations when creating your protagonist. Use their unconventional traits to surprise and engage. Readers love characters who defy stereotypes and offer fresh perspectives. Number 9. Maintain consistency. While it's super important to balance relatability, consistency is equally vital. Make sure that your character's traits remain consistent throughout the story, because sudden, unexplained changes can really disrupt the reader's immersion, and to be fair, that's true for any character. Number 10. Connect with readers emotionally. A successful unconventional protagonist still has to connect with readers on an emotional level. So whether it's through shared vulnerabilities, relatable challenges, or unexpected triumphs, really aim to evoke genuine empathy and engagement. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples of unconventional protagonists. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Holden Caulfield, the teenage protagonist, he's a symbol of adolescent angst and rebellion, and he really showcases the complexities of youth. In Gail Honeyman's Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, I love that book. Eleanor's unconventional personality and her journey of self-discovery really resonated with me because she navigates the challenges of social connection and mental health. There's American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. Patrick Bateman is a deeply unconventional anti-hero, a Wall Street banker with a dark and violent, very violent double life. And this character challenges, and I mean really challenges, moral compasses and societal norms. Then there's Room by Emma Donoghue. There's Jack, the 5-year-old boy. He's the unconventional narrator and protagonist because his limited perspective offers a really unique lens through which readers can experience the story. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. Christopher Boone, a teenager with autism, he provides an unconventional perspective as he investigates a mystery. His voice challenges stereotypes and invites in empathy. Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. Richard Mayhew, an ordinary man who falls into the hidden world of London below. He challenges conventions by embracing the fantastical and the unknown. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Celian Bowen and Marco Alister. They are the unconventional protagonists involved in a magical competition, and their unique abilities shape the enchanting world of the circus. So, reading about unconventional protagonists, it invites us to appreciate the beauty of diverse narratives and the richness of characters who really kind of boldly break free from stereotypes. They are the trailblazers, the rule breakers, the voices that won't be silenced. And if you read those books, you'll find inspiration, connection, and I think a renewed passion for the limitless possibilities of storytelling. Before I wrap up, I invite you to do all the usual stuff. You know the drill. Like, review, share and subscribe. But better than all of that, come and visit me at thebookcoach.co. You can sign up for my free self-editing guide and take a look at the services I provide. But there's tons, and I mean tons of free useful stuff on my blog too. So, final thoughts. Protagonists, well, I mean, they've always been the central stars of story, but it's unconventional protagonists who are really the catalysts for change. And they can be diverse in every sense of the word, coming from different backgrounds, possessing unique identities, and navigating their journeys in ways that kind of challenge stereotypes and broaden our horizons as readers. And as storytellers, we don't have to be bound by conventions. So it's a canvas, and it's down to us to paint characters as diverse as the world itself. It's down to us to push boundaries, and I promise you will discover limitless storytelling potential because you'll be creating characters who resonate with authenticity, inspire empathy, and spark conversations. So it's over to you. It's time for you to take action. Now, even if you never use this character, I want you to take some time out and create your own unconventional protagonists with a unique trait or traits, background, profession, or all three. And I want you to try the boundaries of a character's development, even if you don't end up using them. Now, if you are struggling with character backstory, I have a course, a brand spanking new online course. It's called Emotional Echoes, the art of character backstory. And in that, you'll learn how to establish a character's past, create their motivations, how to get it all on the page, and much, much more. But create characters, have a go at unconventional characters, and as I say, you will discover amazing new things, not only about yourself, but also about the stories that you write. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I'm conscious there are a lot of podcasts out there, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to mine. But also, well done for investing some time in your own writing life. And yes, this podcast is about writing, but I'm here for you, not just your stories.